this symbol of the triangle is like the symbol of process and the symbol of harmony, essentially, because you have a positive and negative polarity here that is made viable and workable by the existence of a superordinate principle. In other words, if you have two people with opposing interests, if you can get them to agree on one thing, one principle that unites them, they will then work together. They'll still be in opposition, and the opposition is absolutely necessary because you've always got competing interests. Some people, one person described conservatism and liberalism in terms of the brakes and the accelerator in a car. Liberalism is the accelerator. Let's go forward. Let's proceed. Let's progress. And the conservative side says, no, hold it. Let's put the brakes on. We're moving too fast. We're getting too far away from our founding principles. So conservatism tends to be more traditional minded, and liberals tend to be more progressive minded, because anything that is established can always be improved. But the danger is you can improve it so much that it loses its original intent and destroys the foundational principles upon which the whole society is based. So in the 10 Commandments, what's the first commandment? The first commandment is, I am the Lord thy God, thou shalt have no other gods before me. That's this. That's God the Father in Christianity. This is the superordinate principle. This is the unifying principle that holds a society together. So in order to have a viable society, everyone has to share the same vision. And another place in the Bible, it says, without a vision, the people perish. So what we're going through right now is the destruction of a grand narrative, or the one story, the overarching story, that is the purpose of which is to unite a people. Because as long as you have people, you're going to have those who want to go faster and those who want to go slower, those who want to progress into the future and those who want to honor the past. You see, it's because whereas liberalism says anything we've got right now can be improved, the conservative side says, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, because there can be unintended consequences to any large-scale imposition of one idea. So the reason we use religion as that superordinate principle is that it transcends human interests. This is saying that there is something above humanity. There's something above us, higher than us, that is a universal reality, and that has a principle within it that we can all look to. And part of where this shows up is that is the idea that everyone is equal under the law. This was a big deal. This is an extraordinarily big deal. The rule of law is, see, most people think that the rule of law is just like Hammurabi's code. It's just some king laying out a group of, a list of laws and saying, everybody, you have to follow this. Our version, when I say our, I mean the West, our version of the rule of law means, and it's an ideal, it's extremely difficult ideal to live up to, but it's where everyone, including kings or presidents, rulers of any kind, everyone is subject to the laws. Nobody gets to make their own laws and then make everybody else follow them, while they themselves are essentially lawless. So that's our principle of the rule of law, is everyone. This is where we get the idea of Jesus being the King of Kings. It's like there is an authority above any and all earthly authorities. That's where we get the idea that we have certain inalienable rights. That means that these rights, we didn't make up these rights. We were born with them. They are inherent to human being. So that's a different idea. This is part of why they call the United States the Great Experiment, because we're experimenting with ideas that are very lofty. The rule of law, the way I've just described it, being one of them. So what we have in the Ten Commandments is right out of the gate. I am the Lord thy God, thou shalt have no other gods before me. This is not a tribal law, nor is this just merely a statement of monotheism, although it includes it. What this is saying is that you have to have God in your life. And what does that mean? Old man with, gray hair and a beard sitting on a throne in the sky telling everybody what to do, punishing them if they don't, rewarding them, if they're good. No, that's not it. What it is that we have to have a North Star. Each individual has to have a North Star in their life, something that they're aiming for, something that is the highest they can conceive. Is that family? Family integrity? Is it a society that works? Is it is it spirituality, spiritual development? Is it your conception? Whatever it is, that is your conception of God. That's your conception of the highest thing you can imagine. The most unitive, the most unifying thing in your life, to which you can dedicate and direct everything you do. You see, it's like what, quote unquote, what you're about. What are you about? That's the one thing that everyone needs to know. That's the search for God that falls upon each and every one of us as individuals. We need to know ourselves to the degree that we know what we're about. What do we stand for? What's our grand unifying theory? What is the one thing that, when we're thoughtful, contemplative, and with good intention and the desire to aim for the highest thing, what is that thing?